KTN.
Thank you, Masombo. Now, just what do we expect during Pope Francis's burial on Saturday?
Well, the departed had revised the papal funeral rites last year and had outlined that he wants simple funeral rites, just the same way he had lived.
Esther Diana tells us what to expect that day.
The Pope's body is currently lying in state at St. Peter's Basilica to allow public viewing before his burial on Saturday. The 5 days window before the burial aligns with the typical 4 to 6 day window for papal funerals. These reflect tradition and the Pope's personal wishes for simplicity, offering a fitting farewell to the pontiff. On the day of the burial, there will be a funeral mass at 10 a.m. Central European Time at St. Peter's Square. In case weather conditions are poor, it may be moved indoors to St. Peter's Basilica. After the mass, Pope Francis will be buried at the Basilica of St. Mary Major as per his wish. The burial location is a significant departure from tradition, as most popes are buried in the crypt beneath St. Peter's Basilica. Cardinals, however, have the discretion to decide otherwise, though current plans lean toward honoring the Pope's request. The body of the Pope will be buried in 3 coffins: an inner cypress coffin, a middle metal coffin, and an outer elm or oak coffin. Inside the coffin, there will be symbolic items such as his bishop's hat, pastoral staff, 12 coins representing his years as Pope based on historical precedent like John Paul II. A written account of his papacy, a rosary, a death certificate, and his broken fisherman's ring, which symbolizes the end of his papacy. The coffin will be sealed with a red ribbon, soldered shut, and lowered into the crypt, joining the remains of 7 previous popes buried there. The Mass will last about 2.5 hours, delivered mostly in Latin and presided over by Cardinal Giovanni Battista, and concelebrated by patriarchs, cardinals, archbishops, bishops, and priests from around the world. It will include papal rites like the Swiss Guards kneeling during consecration. There will not be an eulogy, as the homily will refer to Pope's life and papacy, focusing on his spiritual legacy. At the funeral mass, security measures will be extensively beefed up with around 8,000 security staff. These include 2,000 uniformed officers and 1,400 plainclothes officers, similar to the arrangements for Pope John Paul II's funeral in 2005. The funeral on Saturday will be a solemn ceremony marking the end of his 12-year papacy and the beginning of a new era with the upcoming conclave to elect his successor. Esther Diana, KTN, Nairobi.
Well, let's take a look.